right. So Variety does screening rooms where they show a movie on their platform, and then they talk to the filmmakers. So coming up, I believe in 2 weeks, Variety will be hosting the film "Am I Racist?" by Matt Walsh. At the end of it, there will be a discussion between Variety and Matt Walsh and Justin Folk, the director of the movie. Have we pivoted in culture today to where mainstream media can now acknowledge a Daily Wire film?
How about just acknowledge half the country just maybe thinks a little differently, but they are fellow Americans. I saw this film, saw it twice actually. I think it's one of the funniest films of the year that does have a social component. Like maybe this DEI training is creating more of a divide between Americans than actually bringing us together. It did it in a humorous way. I think Matt Walsh has found a way through satire to talk about difficult issues. This grift of DEI, which has infected everything in entertainment, created unnecessary financial burden on films, and it's affected the creative process where certain filmmakers have to be forced to have, diversity in its movie for diversity's sake. Certain filmmakers have stood up against it. It's a very funny movie. The fact that, by the way, I need to let you know that is a privilege you pay for. So Daily Wire are paying Variety to put this event on to promote the movie to Oscar voters.
Yes.
I hope he gets a nomination. They did what you have to do to be eligible for the Oscars. You have to play. There's certain check boxes you have to, hit to be eligible. He is eligible to be nominated for an Oscar. I would love to see it happen.
Yeah. I wonder if this would have happened before the election. That'd be my question.
I don't know, but I do know that Variety, Reporter, IndieWire, The Wrap, they all put on these awards events for which they are paid handsomely to promote these movies. And good on Variety for accepting money from the Daily Wire to put on this event. Now, it's an optional thing. You can go and you can watch this. You can watch the movie and see the conversation. It's up to you. But when you look at the docs this year, I think are very. I've had a problem with a lot of docs these days. I think they are too biased. Yeah. So I quite enjoyed it, and I applaud Variety for taking money from the Daily Wire to put this event on, and I hope that it gets nominated so that we can just try to let's be less divided. Let's be more open to other ideas. Let's not vilify our fellow Americans. Let's have some balls and stand up to division and the mental illness driven by propaganda from mainstream media. Alan, your thoughts?
Imagine if they had swapped this movie out with What is a Woman? That means this year you could have seen the Academy Award go to either What is a Woman or Will and Harper.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think I felt when I saw this, I felt like, okay, the tide is changing. I think there has to be this acceptance, the fact that that we are a divided nation, but we have a lot in common, and that maybe alienating over half of the population is not a good strategy. And weirdly enough, we talked about it last time, I believe on Versus, but the adage of "go woke, go broke" is very true. When Disney decided that they were going to pull the woke out of Inside Out 2, and when they're just going to present and tell a story that doesn't offend anybody but has something to say, Disney got rewarded for it with the highest grossing animated feature ever in the history of film. So, I think the lesson, I think we're seeing the turn, and I think we're seeing the lesson being played. Moana 2 as much as we dislike the story, it wasn't woke, and it's doing remarkable at the box office. And so this, to me, just this event here is very hopeful to me, which is why I kind of pointed it out. I never thought I would see this, and yeah, they paid him, but they could have easily have not taken the money.
Right. I think not long ago they would not have accepted the money or even allowed this event to occur.
And because they're going to endure backlash for doing this.
Maybe they will, but you know what? We're done. We're done being a divided nation.
Yeah.
We're done being propagandized to hate other Americans. I won't do it. Resist it. Do not. You resist that temptation.
Right. And resist the potential backlash you might get for it, because you realize that that backlash comes from a very small segment of the population.